I'm Lisa Guice, your self-relationship expert, your inspirational speaker, your Be Great Now coach, and the author of You're Just a Quote Away from Your Greatness. I help women to ignite, lead, leap, leverage, and profit, most importantly, from their greatness. And we're having technical difficulties, you guys, so I can't see who's on. But welcome, welcome. So I wanted to come to you this morning and ask you, are you in the ready position? Are you in the ready position? And the reason why I wanted to come and talk to you about that this morning is because I was asked a question. Actually, I've been asked this question a couple of times. But it was just something about being asked this question yesterday that made me think about, my Why Not Wednesday, and when I come to talk to you guys that someone else might be thinking about this as well. So my question is, are you in the ready position? And what does that mean to be in the ready position? So first of all, let me just start by saying I've been asked, as many of you know, I am now the program coordinator for Fresh Start Women's Foundation. So I was asked, how did you get that position? And when I was asked this question, or when I've been asked this question, I've shared. I don't have a problem. You know, I'm a sharer, so I don't have a problem with telling people how I came upon the position. But the thing that I really want to stress in the story, or the thing that I stress in the story, is that I was in the ready position. I was in the ready position. And so for those of you who are, you know, you have a dream and you're not sure about how to go about, you know, obtaining that dream, I would say what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are positioned. You are positioned for the readiness of that dream. And in order to do that, you have to, one, surround yourself around people who are of like minds. That definitely will position you to be ready. And I know you hear that all the time. You know, check your circle, pay attention to who you're hanging around, who you're listening to, you know, that type of thing. So that's a given. We've heard that a million times. But one thing that I want to bring to you is I want to say that being in the ready position means that you are not only ready for the dream and all that it entails, because the dream may look easy because you're watching other people living the dream, but the dream and your journey may not be as easy as it looks for someone else. And I can guarantee you their journey isn't easy either. It just looks easy, right? They wear it well. And that's what you want to make sure you do. You want to wear it well, but you also want to have your foundation solidified so that while you're living your dream, when you come across those bumps in the road, you're not just, you know, taking hit after hit, falling down after falling down. Did I say falling down after falling down? Fall after fall. It's one of those mornings, fall after fall, and, you can't get back up. But most importantly, give of yourself. So that's the number 3 thing. Give of yourself. The reason why I was positioned and I was in the ready position to capitalize on the position that became available is because I was giving of myself. I was volunteering. And my skills, my talents, my gifts were being seen. Did you hear what I said? My skills, my gifts, and my talents were being seen because I had positioned myself for them to be seen. So when the opportunity presented itself, what I do, who I am, and what I could give was already planted. It was already planted. In our industry, let me just share something with you. In our industry, one of the things that often is told to those who start out is that, you know, in the beginning, what you want to make sure you do, if there's a conference that you want to go to and you can't afford that conference, you see someone that you're admiring in the industry and you can't afford to go to their conference, call them up, email them, and volunteer to work their conference, to be a volunteer at their conference, to help them out at their conference. So just in doing that, number 1, what you're doing is you are now hearing the information that you wanted to hear, but just couldn't afford to hear it in that moment. So now you've positioned yourself to hear the information and basically get fed. which is what you were desiring. But the second thing is, now you've made yourself known to this individual. This individual now has you on their radar. Oh, she volunteered. I remember her. She was at my conference. And then it positions you to also observe how they're working the conference, what they're giving to their audience, so that you can now take on some of that and learn from that. So I would say number 3 is one of the most important and most forgotten things, is to give of yourself. And sometimes that means you have to volunteer. Now, part of what I do is to teach women how to profit from their greatness. I'm all about a profit, but sometimes you have to position yourself to volunteer in order to be seen. And that's how life works. There's a reason why in college they have you do internships. And a lot of those internships lead to job offers. And within that same place that you were interning in, if you're a good intern, right? There's a reason for that. And that reason is because you were positioned to show them your skills, gifts, and talents. They were able to see what you could do. And they said, I think we should keep her or him. I think we should keep them because we've already trained them because they've been interning here. They're ready to go. And they have the knowledge and the passion that we've been looking for. So you've positioned yourself to be ready. So ask yourself, am I in the ready position for my dream? I keep talking about it. I keep saying I want it. But have I positioned myself to be ready? Have I positioned myself for someone who is already ahead of me to say, hey, I kind of like her. I kind of like him. I kind of like what they're doing. I see something. I see the potential. Let me pour into them a little more and give of my time because I think this individual is going places. Have you done that? And if your answer is no, then this is what I want you to do. I want you to think about the industry that you're thinking about going into, or you may already be in. And then think about who it is that you admire within that industry. And then once you pinpoint, let's say you pinpoint 3 people, just do 3 people that you admire within that industry. Once you do that, I want you to write out, how can I get in front of this person? And when I say get in front of this person, please hear what I'm getting ready to tell you. Do not get in front of this person from a take mentality. Do not get in front of this person with a take mentality. Get in front of this person with a give mentality. So write out the 3 people that you admire, the 3 people you admire, and then write out 3 ways you can get in front of this person: via email, via phone call, via show up at one of their events, whatever way you need to get in front of them and say, hey, it's me and I'm ready to serve. It's me and I'm ready to serve. Catch that. Show up and then volunteer to pour into them. Volunteer to share your gifts. Volunteer to support. Volunteer to serve so that you can put yourself in the ready position. But I do want you to always be mindful. Sometimes when you give, you may not get back. And that's okay. That's okay. Because this is preparing you for the bigger. This is preparing you for the greater, right? Because that first person you may approach, you may think that you're going to get a plethora of information, or, just be fed from them just in observation, and you might not get anything. And that's okay. Then move on to the second person. And if you don't get it there, move on to the third person. But the key is that you are there to serve. You are there to serve. And even if all 3 of them don't work out, it's okay, because it's still preparing you to be in the mindset of service. And I guarantee you, someone is going to show up who is going to recognize that. Someone's going to see that. It might be someone who's actually attending their conference who might see you and say, I've been watching you all conference. Can I get your number? Can we talk about some things? You never know where your blessings are going to come from. We can only be so strategic, right? We only have so much power within our moves. So constantly keep yourself open for the blessings that come from places that you didn't even see them coming from. But definitely do that. I want all of you to be ready. Please do that before 2018. For 2018, I want you to take off. I want you to conquer. I want you to live the life that you desire. I'm going to bring it on down. Until we speak again, always remember to be loyal to your greatness and live your greatness out loud. Live it out loud. Let the world know how wonderful you are. Have a good one.